Hi everybody, happy Friday. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, this is the last day of our challenge. I'm sad. But I have to say, I am beyond thrilled and impressed with how everybody has been doing, how everyone has been participating all week, as well as the shifts people are making already. We have a community, we have support, and the best, honestly, best part is how real, open, raw, and honest people are being. And that is one of the most important things when it comes to a business that is connected with joy, is to be real with yourself, be honest with yourself, and know that it doesn't always have to be 100 million percent perfect. But when you connect to your joy and your truth and you speak from there, everything is going to be great. So if you're hopping on live, say hey, let me know who's here. I see some people are watching. And then if you're catching the replay, just make sure with anything you tag me, Katie Henry or Dr. Katie Henry, so that I don't miss it and I can get back to your comments. Day five of Ignite Your Joy in Your Business. What happens if you lose the joy? If you lose the joy or don't follow the joy? What do you think this means, guys? That's what we're talking about today. What does this actually mean to you? If you're like, I don't freaking know, then that's fine. You don't know. But if you've been tuning in all week, guaranteed you probably know. I'm sure you do. So this is about not only being able to connect. I'm going to put this on my other page too. This is about being able to connect to your joy and what brings you joy and come from that space, which we've been working on all week. So, the first day we started with saying like, what the heck is joy? What does that mean? What is that experience like? Day 2, we really connected to what joy feels like for you. So you got more into the whole sensory experience of joy and how that shows up for you, how that shows up in your life, how that shows up in various situations and all that kind of stuff. On day 3, we talked about your joy suckers and what does not bring you joy and what you get to let go of and what you get to release. Hi, Kayla. And then yesterday, we talked about how to shift back into joy. So what we're going to talk about today is what happens if you don't. And I'm going to share a couple personal stories of myself and my clients to share the importance of this with all of you guys. And I'm back in the US and I'm like, what is that? I'm back in Chicago and I'm like, what is that beeping? Oh yeah, honking is normal here. Okay, so I just want to share with a little bit more about me. So those of you guys who don't know me, hi, I'm Dr. Katie Henry. I am a transformational life and business coach. I have my doctorate in physical therapy, and before I started my coaching business, I still am. I'm still a physical therapist. But I had my own private practice as a pediatric physical therapist. Before that, I worked at the #1 rehab hospital in the US. And I've always been a go-getter and type A person. I call myself a recovering type A and recovering perfectionist. But my whole business now is all around joy and tapping into the energy, infusing it, and creating that in your business, but also in your life. And as someone who has been very positive, upbeat, very motherly, very connected with people my whole life, unfortunately, a few years ago, I lost that. I'm going to try not to get emotional, but I might, so I apologize in advance. Every time I tell some version of this, it makes me really sad because I think of where I was at and where I am now, and I'm just like, man, we always say this, we wish we knew something, a few years ago and whatever, but that's fine. That's the reality of it. So I had, like I said, my job at RIC for a while was doing very well in my career there. but I wasn't really taking care of my health, even though I thought it was. Like I was teaching fitness classes, I was eating fairly healthy, or I thought so. But like I never took lunch breaks. I never drank water because I didn't want to have to waste time to go to the bathroom. I mean, this is someone who's a healthcare professional. Like I have my doctorate from Duke. I'm not a dumb person, but I thought that was okay and that was normal because I didn't want to take the time to slow down and honestly be alone with my own thoughts in my head. So from my career to my friends to my family, I just was always making sure everyone else was okay. And I seemed joyful and happy on the outside, but that wasn't fully the case. And what it really came down to was I was experiencing and witnessing and participating, facilitating even, miracles happening every single day. Every single day I got to see children who said, you will never walk again. I got to see them walk. I got to see kids in crazy car accidents walk across stage and graduate high school. I got to see, a guy who was in 2 plane crashes, survived 2 plane crashes, still get his scholarship to play basketball at Michigan. He didn't fully play, but he got on the court. And I saw all of these beautiful things happening. And then I've had a phenomenal family, and I was in a relationship and things were good, but I just wasn't present and wasn't there. And my health started to suffer because I was giving so much to everybody else and I wasn't taking care of myself because I thought that was selfish. I thought that was bad. And I thought that it wasn't going to serve me and all the people I helped to the same level. And I mean, the crazy thing is that I didn't stop when I got the swine flu, when I got Hey Eileen, when I got Hey Monique, the swine flu. I'm talking like 105 or 7 degree temperature, quarantined to my room. I took the L to the doctor's office, probably infected more people. Sorry, city of Chicago. And I got to the doctor's office and I like basically fainted checking in. And they were like, what are you doing here? You need to be quarantined to your room for at least a week. I just remember sweating it out, whatever. So that didn't stop me or slow me down. I got in a bike accident and had to have a brace on my leg. Hand splinted up, still went to work, still showed up, still was doing things for everyone else. I collapsed in the elevator multiple times at work. I had severe adrenal fatigue, basically exhaustion. I was like running on nothing. And none of that really did it. It's so interesting that being a healthcare provider, none of the health related things really were a wake up call. Big wake up call for me was a relationship ending and me just feeling this like crushing feeling on my chest and I couldn't catch my breath. And I realized that I hadn't like fully breathed and exhaled in years. So I left my job at RIC. I started in my own business as a PT, working with kids, and I loved it. And I was just going. And I found myself like kind of going back into this cycle of what I was doing before. And it wasn't until I one day went for a run along the lake and said, hey, Tyler, how are you? I went to Duke with Tyler. World? Hey. I went for a run along the lake in Chicago, and with each step, it sunk more into me. And this message, it just was like a slap in the face, that I had been running for years. It's funny, my mom had told me, I remember in college, I was like freaking out about, apparently I had like anxiety a bunch. I was freaking out about studying for some test or whatever. Again, recovering perfectionist, high overachiever, all this stuff. What's up, Tyler? I just realized that I had been running for years. And so, like I said, I had been freaking out about a test and I was running around. My mom was like, go for a run. And so I ran like some laps around the school and I came back and I was like, okay, I feel better. And so that's why movement has been such a huge part of my life. That's why I have my doctorate in PT. That's why it's just a huge piece of what brings me joy and all that kind of stuff. But so I was running along the lake here in Chicago, and like I said, with each step it sunk in deeper that I'd been running my whole life. And I remember coming back from that run, looking at myself in the mirror and said, you will never allow your happiness to be dependent on someone else. You will find it within you always, and you will tap into that and you will connect to that. And I'm proud to say that since that day, that's really been a huge mission and goal for me in my life. Hey, Lisa. So that is why the joy for me has been so important, because it's about connecting to my joy, what makes me happy. And the more I've done that, the easier things have gotten in all areas of my life. But specifically when it comes to business, I had been running my business for everybody else and not for myself. I had been running it for my clients. I had been running it for my patients. I had been running it for my parents. I had been running it to, make people proud of me and whatever, but I wasn't doing it for why I loved the work that I did. So whether it was my physical therapy practice or my coaching business, I shifted everything and I connected so deeply into what do I love? What brings me joy about this? Why is this work so important? Why am I so passionate about making sure that people have a deep connection to what they do, why they do, and why they are here and showing up in the world and of service? I am always of service. I'm giving, and I always will be. And if I don't give and give from my heart, I feel like a piece of me is missing. And I know that I suffered a lot for years in my job at the hospital, in my private practice, and honestly in the beginning of my coaching business. And my health suffered, my relationships suffered, my sanity suffered. I was super anxious. I didn't even tell you guys I had severe insomnia. I would sleep for 2 to 3 hours at a time, and I thought that was normal. All of these things happened. And as soon as I had this kind of come to Jesus aha moment and had a little bit of faith, a lot of faith, that the more I was connected to me and my joy in my life and in my business, the more I was going to be able to serve every single person I was meant to serve. And I made that declaration, I made that shift, and I stopped worrying so much about what I should do, what I have to do, what I want to do. And I said, what lights me up? What brings me joy? What invigorates me? What energizes me? What is going to make me, me? So that all I have to do is show up as myself. So that's what I do, and that's what I've done, and that's what I do every single day. I ask myself, what is going to bring me joy? What do I get to tap into? How do I get to show up every single day in my life? And the more I do that, and the more I keep my energy in check and enjoy, the more success I have in my business, the more fun I have in my life, the more I do things like I just did this past week, which was up and go like, yeah, I think that I get to go to Germany and France right now. Yes, I do. I'm going. And I made it work and I made it happen. And it happened to work out that my sister-in-law was going and she had some connections for me to go. And then I just spent 27 hours in Paris because I wanted to go there. And yeah, it was quick. And some people would think that was crazy. And yes, I did fall asleep on the train and fell asleep on the plane like this today. And I was like, my neck hurts. But that doesn't matter. The only thing I want to say is that I was following what brought me joy. And I loved it. And yes, I was exhausted at certain points. And yes, I was overwhelmed at certain points. But it doesn't matter because it's all my energy and it's all of that. So if you don't follow what brings you joy, the things that can happen, they're serious, you guys. It's burnout. It's exhaustion. It's resentment. I used to resent in so many ways my patients, the people that I loved working with, or my clients, and be like, oh, I have to talk to this person. And not really, it's not really how I felt, but those were the thoughts that were in my head because I was so disconnected to the joy of what I was doing and why I was here and who I was meant to serve and how I was meant to help people. And unfortunately, that situation happens all the time. I have a client I have a friend, say that story quickly first, and then a client who is phenomenal, top notch at what she does, but has been scattered all over the place, has barely seen her husband, feels guilty getting a sitter for her kid so that she can work. She feels torn between, having family help and then daycare and then nannies and babysitters and all this stuff. And she's doing her business, which she loves, but she's all over the place, and she's signing up for groups and organizations and speaking things and clients here and there and giving this person a discount and a sale and all this stuff because she wants to receive and she wants to have so many people that she can help. But she's lost track of what she wants to do and who she is meant to serve and what brings her joy in her business. And as she's starting to reconnect to that, more clients come. The easier it gets to have the difficult conversations with the family members or ask for help and ask for support. And the more that she continues to tune into what lights her up and what brings her joy in her work, and to remind herself, oh my gosh, this is why I do what I do. This is what I love. The easier it gets to be, the easier things happen, because you're just constantly reminded, wait, this is where I want to go. I want to elevate to here. I want to shift to here. This is what I actually want and desire in my business. Love for what you do only develops after making your own happiness a top priority. Thanks. Yes, Tyler, it's so true. It really is. It's so true, you guys, because it's not even just your happiness. It's connecting to the happiness, the joy, and it's really what makes you who you are. That is what see you around the virtual world. Thanks, Tyler. The more you can connect to that energy, and the more you can say, like, this is who I am, and not be ashamed of it, but be proud of it and stand firmly in that and say, yes, this is me. This is who I am. This is the work I do. This is how I'm meant to serve in the world. This is how I get to make the impact that I want and desire to make. And you come from that place and you speak from that place. People will be drawn to you and they will be magnetized to you. And that is the most important thing. Hey, Fritzy. So a lot of people have been asking on this challenge about, well, the technical things are really hard, or my website isn't pretty, or I don't have the right lead pages and opt-ins and da-da-da-da. For those of you who have a virtual business, or you're like, I'm so overwhelmed with all that stuff, I don't even know what to do. Hold on, let me take a sip of water. I want to tell you that all that stuff is nice, but that's not the point of all of this. The point of all of this is to connect to the joy and connect to what elevates and raises your vibration, and connect to what makes you you and what makes your work so meaningful and so powerful that it doesn't matter what it looks like, how it's presented, whatever it is. It's the message, and it's you being yourself and you saying, this lights me up so much. It brings me joy. It elevates my vibration. It makes me feel blissful, whatever you want to call it language-wise. That if I do not say this to the world, it's like I disconnect from my purpose and why I'm here. And that's what this is about, you guys. It's about having something and a meaning and a message for your business and for your life that is bigger than time, money, and whatever. Because when you come from that space of joy and that space of service and that space of impacting other people's lives, the business will flow. The website will be made. The landing page will get done. All of the tech things will all work themselves out. But if you're not connecting to the joy and the energy of being yourself and being you, then it doesn't matter how pretty all that other stuff is, because people aren't going to they don't connect to stuff and pretty colors and beautiful graphics and designs. All of those things are nice. They connect to people, they connect to human beings. I was having a conversation with a woman I stayed with in Paris, and she just was like, the reason why I do this is because I love connecting with people. I love meeting people from new cultures, and I love interacting. And I said, I do too. That's why I'm staying here right now. And honestly, guys, that's what we want as human beings. So if you have a business, I don't care what it is, products, services, programs, whatever, you're connecting with people. You're connecting with people in some way, shape, or form, whether you work with them individually, through a program, through a course, through whatever. You're connecting to people. You're giving them a product that makes them better, or makes something easier for them. You're solving a problem, whatever it is. But it's about human connection. So yes, the money is good and nice. And yes, having time freedom is nice. And yes, all of the things that come with running your own business are all nice, but it should be about more than that. And that's why I really firmly believe that when you do your work from a space of joy and alignment and flow and fun, you're gonna wanna work. You're gonna wanna do the work. You're gonna wanna make the websites and the landing pages and the emails and all of the things, or do videos like this, because it's like, how can I not do this? So my question for you today is, how can you not do more of the work that you do or that you desire to do? And also, how can you, I'm going to type these questions in. How can you not do your work? Why is it so needed for you and this world? That's one question. The other question to ask is, what would happen if you did not connect to joy and work from a space of joy / fun / flow / freedom, whatever you want to call it? And then, let me just post that in there. Awesome. Okay, guys. So that is kind of an important one, because it's something that I want you to remember. I want you to connect with. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know, and then I want to share another story, and then I want to tell you guys about something. I have a surprise for you. We're ready to get into joy in your business. Join me for Fritzy says, I cannot do what I love because the children and families. I can't not do what I love. So you have to do what you love because the children and their families will lose hope. Yeah. And your work is so important. And I mean, we've talked about this with working with children. I think that that's just a next level thing. You know, it's like, how could you not do this kind of work? How could you not? How could you not? Okay, let's see, that gets pinned. Oops. Okay. Pin comment. Okay. So I want to share with you guys an announcement that I have, and then I'm going to tell you another story. Okay, so I've been having such a blast with doing all these videos that I have decided, and it's been honestly something that I was like kicking myself for not doing this earlier. And this is what I'm talking about with joy for your business, is find something that lights you up, that is so easy and natural for you, and then that's what you get to teach people about. So with that being said, I am super excited to announce that the cart is officially open for my course called A Joy Fueled Business. So what this is a 6-week course, virtual course that you get weekly modules from me, a Facebook group, you get meditations, you get all sorts of crazy bonuses. It's all on the sales page. But basically what it's about is about connecting to joy in your business and in your life, and in your business first, and then it flows into your life, and how to create content and information from that energy in that space. So you get really clear on what brings you joy, you connect to that joy, you release the joy suckers. So it's a little bit of what we talked about this week, and it goes a lot deeper into it. Then we go into a lot of the tech stuff, how you can, the things that you do not like and how to let that go, where you get to delegate, how you get to automate things, where you can easily make things with templates and all that stuff. And then we go into what does bring you joy and what lights you up, and helping you create courses, programs, packages, and offerings that are aligned with your joy, aligned with your message, aligned with your work that you do. And then we have some implementation time. And then the last module is all about how to get into flow. So how to stay in that state where you're constantly in joy, or being able to quickly shift back into it. So in addition to the whole course and the programs, you get you get all the modules, you get 2 live Q&A calls with me, you get weekly meditations. I'm throwing in, what are some of the bonuses that you also get? You get my Energy of Joy course, you get my, I'm trying to think, what else do you get? Oh my gosh, so many things. You get the opportunity to work with me next level if you want. There's a VIP. Oh, you of course get a Facebook group, private Facebook group, and drkatiehenry.com/joy-fueled-business. And you can check out the sales page, but the page, I just put it under here, or you can post comments right below. There's testimonials of people that have worked with me. There's a bunch of frequently asked questions. There's more info about me and the course and all of that stuff. But I decided to not write a giant long sales page because that doesn't bring me joy. So I kept it more simple. But this is really for you to remember why you do the work that you do and why you started a business in the first place. Because we do not need to suffer. I want to share with you a story of one of my clients who was struggling for a long time. She was struggling with growing her business, struggling financially, and honestly struggling. Sorry, you guys, I get emotional when I talk about this stuff. She was struggling with being okay with herself and knowing that she didn't have to have it all perfect and have it all figured out all the time, and that she was so paralyzed with fear that she wasn't good enough, fear that who am I to teach this, fear of I'm too messed up, my history is too intense or whatever. And I saw her and I started working with her, and I said, you have so much light in you. You have such a gift. You have so much knowledge. You have so much that the world needs to hear from you. And she's an intuitive healer and a health coach and just one of the most incredible human beings. And if you're on here, you know who you are. And I am so proud of the transformation she has made. She has connected to her joy, her light, and her voice. And she has found her voice, and she shows up every single day online and shares from her heart. She shows up every single day for all of her clients. She works her ass off, but she hustles from a space of joy, which is one of the things that we go over in the course and in the program. And she is so fiercely connected with why she does what she does. And since she's made this shift, she started earning more money. She's getting out of debt. She told me one week that she booked, I want to say, I think it was like 3 new clients, had a new business partner. We had connected with getting her on some summits and interviews, and she's like, I just got put on the radio. She got a TV, radio interview thing. and then 5 more potential clients. And this was in a matter of 48 hours. And it was the energetic shift. I could hear it, I could feel it, I could see it. And she was headed down a path that was really hard. And her life had been hard and suffering and struggles all the time. But she's not there anymore. She is lit up by her life. She is the light. She truly is the light. And she shares and speaks and teaches so authentically and so really from her heart. And it's because she is super aligned with her joy and her love and her light and the work that she is meant to make in this world. And I am proud to say that she's made a massive shift. And those are the kind of things that happen all the time when you connect to your joy and to what lights you up beyond belief. And that's what this whole course and program is about. But honestly, you guys, that's what I'm about in my business. It's about connecting to what lights you up so much that you can't stop talking about it. And that you're like, I want to create this program, and I want to create this thing, and I want to teach on this thing, or I want to work with these people, or I want to make this product, I want to do whatever. The ideas just overwhelm you because there's so much that you want to do. There's so many people that you want to serve and help and heal and impact and do whatever it is, the work that you do. Because if you're watching this, I know you are a good-hearted person and soul, and you deeply desire to make an impact in this world. And that's what you get to do. And sometimes you just need a little bit of hand-holding and support. And that's what I'm here for. That's what this program is for. That's what all of these free videos that I made for you guys was for, is I want you to learn that you do not have to suffer. You do not have to struggle. You do not have to make it hard. Yes, you have to work hard. Yes, you get to work hard, but you get to work hard from a space of joy, love, and connection and deep service to what you want to do and who you want to help and who you want to serve. So I ask you, do you want to continue to struggle? Do you want to make it hard? Or do you want to feel flow and freedom and joy and be lit up by your life, be lit up by your business, be lit up by everything in your life? If that's the case, I would love for you to join me in the Joy Fueled Business course. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be fun and, of course, joyful. All that being said, that wraps up this week of Igniting Your Joy live stream extravaganza. So if you have any questions, please comment below this video, tag me, or shoot me a message at Katie Henry or at Dr. Katie Henry here on the social media. I am Dr. Katie Henry on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all the things. So just reach out. And of course, go do something that brings you joy and decide to live fueled by joy. I would love to see you in the course. And if you have questions, let me know. Decide to live fueled by joy. I'm Dr. Katie Henry, and I love you guys. Bye.